Blue, blue, blue. Look for the blue bits. That's pink, you fool.
How's it going?
We can't find Prince Charles's foot. Either it's lost or he's only got one foot. I've never noticed him limping, though, have you?
No. And he's always going walkabout. Not hop about. They must have to. Oh, look. There it is, there, on Lady Diana's arm.
Oh, yes. I thought that was a funny shape for a handbag.
I wonder how Susan's getting on with her test.
I'd say she'd be halfway down the high street, reversing through Tesco's.
You took her out. You thought she had a very good chance.
Well, she's very good at overtaking on humpback bridges. And her 16-point turn isn't bad. And if she takes her test on a car with one gear, she's got a chance.
I remember you taking your test and buying that bull-nosed Morris 8.
Ah, the old passion wagon.
It used to eat starting handles, about 4 or 5 a week. And it was always running out of petrol.
In lay-bys, in the country, at night. Oy.
It's funny, isn't it? How you stop running out of petrol when you've saved up enough money to buy a bed. You have a visitor.
I knew it. How do you do it? How can you hear the rattle of teacups from 10 miles away?
It's a knack. Morning, Muriel.
Oh, hello, Duncan. Do sit down. Would you like some tea?
Just a cup, if you're having one.
A cup's all right, is it? We've got buckets with handles on.
Behave yourself, stupid boy.
So, to what do we owe this unexpected pleasure?
It is not unexpected.
It's not a pleasure either.
I came here to discuss... What's that toe cap doing on a handbag?
I don't know. It's his foot that worries me more. See, it's got a flap and a handle on it.
Yeah. Well, I came here to discuss these. Letters. I have been receiving letters.
How odd.
What is?
We get the same thing. This bloke comes round with a sack in the morning and stuffs them through a hole in the door.
Yes, well, they're complaining about Barney, the bionic bulldog. I quote, "This animal sets a bad example to impressionable children of milk-drinking age.
You're kidding?
He is nothing but a big, fat, sexist bulldog, reinforcing male stereotypes.
Fat? He's not fat. He's a bit portly, perhaps, but...
And forever gobbling great chunks of raw meat. Why can't he be an environmentally concerned, sensitive vegetarian?"
Vegetarian? Who are these letters from?
Well, they're from the managing editor's wife.
Ha
So you see, we've got to pay attention. So get rid of the bone and give him a soya bean.
How can you whack people on the head with a soya bean?
Make it a big one. And perhaps he could, well, let him play with dolls occasionally. Yes. Yes, let him play with dolls and put an apron on him and let him do a bit of washing up.
I'll make him bent if you like.
Now, there's an idea. That's a very good idea because she says something here about gay lib.
Dear God.
But don't go too far, mind. Just let him crook his paw a bit. Look, and give him a friend.
How about Soppy Cyril, the cat who cares?
I don't believe it. It isn't fair. I didn't pass until my 3rd time.
Some of us have it, some of us don't.
You sure you didn't bribe the examiner?
Nope.
You weren't wearing a skirt slashed open to the thigh and halter-necked polythene bags, were you?
It wouldn't have made any difference if I had. He just sat there like a huge toad in a raincoat, totally expressionless, catching flies in his bottom lip.
But what about the highway code?
Well, I knew all of that. When he told me I'd passed, I ripped up the L plates.
You didn't.
Yes, I'd forgotten they belonged to the driving school.
Well, congratulations. Now all you need is a car.
Oh, there was one advertised in the small ads last night. Sounded good. Only 250.
Only?
Oh, Dad might lend me the money.
Well, he did buy me a car when I passed my test.
He didn't.
Didn't I ever show it to you?
All I'm asking you to do is to tone Barney down a bit.
Out of the question.
I couldn't help overhearing because I was listening. He has got a point, Dudley.
So he has. I never noticed before.
Duncan, I thought you might manage some cake.
Oh, what a surprise. Well, maybe just a mouthful.
With your mouth, that's all of it.
There's nothing wrong with my mouth.
Only its size. You could sing a duet all by yourself. When you yawn, your ears disappear.
There's no need to be rude. You sawn-off little pipsqueak.
That's it. I resign.
You're only saying that to brighten my day.
I demand an apology.
All right, I'm sorry. You're a sawn-off little pipsqueak.
There you are.
Oh, thank you, Muriel. Sorry.
Here he goes. Stand back, cover the furniture. He's got racing colours on his teeth. Here, they're off!
Dudley!
Well, I'm not going to change Barney, you know. Not one bit, so swallow that.
It's only a suggestion. You don't have to do it. Unless you want to keep your job.
Well, when you come right down to it, you know, Barney is the most self-opinionated, sexist, bombastic article this side of creation.
Well, his character's based on someone we all know.
Who?
You mean you've never recognised him?
No.
It's you.
Me? How flattering.
It's tidy, though, girls. It is tidy. I mean, there's no denying it is tidy. I mean, motors as tidy as this, you do not get them coming on the market. Not that often. Not that tidy. You do not know.
What do you think of it, Jackie?
Well, it seems pretty good to me. It's quite cheap for the year, isn't it, Mr.
Yes, it's tidy. It's tidy. You got your MOT there, you see, and all your certificates. Full year in the MOT.
Does seem like a bargain.
Too much of a bargain, somehow. That is the correct mileage on the clock, is it?
Oh, yeah, because the law protects you there, you see. Because if that mileometer had been wound back or unduly tampered with, you know what that would constitute, don't you?
What?
That would constitute an offence. That's what that would constitute, an offence punishable at law. See, that safeguards your rights as a consumer. Consumer's rights, darling.
Yes, but even so, 500 miles isn't a lot for a 12-year-old car.
Ah, well, it was owned by a little old lady who only used it for going to church on Saturdays.
Saturdays?
She liked to get there early.
Perhaps you should take some time to think it over.
I wouldn't want to miss it, though.
There is that danger, yes. A motor as tidy as this could get snapped up at any time. Being genuine, you see, because it's a genuine car, that. No, I'm sorry, I could not extend you that facility. You'll have to make your minds up now.
Do you do hire purchase?
No, love, I'm strictly a cash-in-hand man, you see. There's the hand, put the cash in it, pick up the keys, drive it away.
Would you take a deposit?
Well, oh, why not? You seem like honest girls. I think I can trust you. Right, sign that there, Donnie. Oh, that is just a little contractette that protects your rights as a consumer. Just sign there. You are over 18, dear, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
And just as a token gesture, a £5 deposit and the rest tomorrow.
OK. There you are, Mr...
Lovely, lovely. I shall have the chamois over it and have it round to your place all bright and sparkling second thing in the morning. Can't do it first thing, got to see a man about a dodge. But rest assured, girls, you get a good buy there. A good buy. A tidy little car. A tidy little car.
I mean, am I right, Muriel, or am I right?
Knowing you, one or the other. Probably both.
What would you do if you were in my shoes?
Polish them.
Do you really think Barney's a big, fat, sexist bulldog?
Well, he doesn't do anything much about the house, does he?
Maybe he doesn't, but he's bionic. He's out righting wrongs all day. When you're out righting wrongs and being bionic, you don't have time to do the dishes.
Well, a dog's got to do what a dog's got to do.
You don't catch Superman in a pinny. Flitting about with his cape in curlers, flapping his duster like a great whoopsie from outer space.
Well, why don't you just moderate his behaviour for a while?
Sometimes a man's got to stand on his principles.
Yes, but if you stand on your principles too long, you squash them. And what can you do with squash principles?
You think I should compromise?
Well, not necessarily. Do what makes you happy, whatever you decide. I'll stand behind you.
How far behind me?
A couple of 100 yards.
Why should one crackpot be able to exert this sort of pressure?
Well, disagreeing with you isn't necessarily a sign of madness, you know.
You're on their side.
Well, you can't expect everyone to have the same opinion.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, every time we have this sort of discussion, we end up by having an argument.
No, we don't.
Oh, yes, we do.
We don't.
All right, then we don't.
No, all right, we do.
No, we don't. I didn't mean it.
No, you're right. We do a bit.
No, we don't.
We do.
No, we don't. We never have arguments.
We do. We're at it all the time.
Oh, well, look, why don't you ring up Duncan and discuss it with him again?
Duncan Thomas.
I refuse to change a single whisker.
Hello, Dudley. Look, the managing editor's wife...
You can send her to the taxidermist.
When I say changes, I mean...
Not one. I thought I could depend on you, Duncan. Like Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, old Duncan's always there, I said, following on behind with the bucket and shovel.
We could terminate your contract, you know.
I haven't got a contract.
We could soon have one drawn up, and once you've signed it, that's it. You're out of a job.
That won't be necessary. I resign.
You can't do that. It's breach of contract.
I haven't got one.
Then we've got you in a cleft stick, haven't we? No way can you resign if you haven't signed a contract.
Oh, yes, there is. And it sounds like this. Do you know what I've just done?
Well, not knowing would be rather difficult.
I've quit. I've resigned. I really have this time. Oh, my God, what have I done? I'm out of work.
Dad, would this be a good time to ask you for a loan of £250?
Well?
I've been worse. Bit of dandruff behind the knees. Touch of carpet beetle. But apart from that, and the large brown spots, I can't complain.
Oh, no, I didn't mean, well, how'd you feel? I meant, well, did you find another job?
Yes and no.
Which?
No.
What happened?
I've been all over. Looking for a job at the moment. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Didn't you have any success?
Couldn't even find the haystack. Went down to the Labour Exchange, told them I was a cartoonist, asked if they had anything for a man with drawing skills.
Well, did they have anything for you to draw?
Yes.
What?
Dole money.
You're not cheering me up, you know.
Then I went round to the Daily Globe. See old Charlie Goodwin. Asked if he had any freelance illustration work.
Oh, yes, Charlie Goodwin. We haven't seen him for years. How is he?
Not so well. He died 8 years ago.
Oh, no.
But then I came home. I picked up a few dog ends on the way. I dropped our name off at the Salvation Army soup kitchens. Oh, and the scouts said if they had any clothes, they'd wind up a cub and send him round with them.
You and your principles?
It's made me realize how useless I am.
I could have told you that.
I mean, I sit here in this front room cartooning away, happy as pilchards. Get regular checks. 8 square meals a day.
9. Don't forget your tea and biscuits in the middle of the night.
It's like being a joint of meat in the deep freeze. Someone reaches a hand in and says it's time for the chop, you know what I mean?
Well, you've brought it on yourself, resigning one job before you had another one to go to.
That's me, you see. Rush by name, impetuous by nature, bankrupt by Friday.
Who is it?
Shh! It's him, old tidy car. He's brought it round.
Oh, tricky.
If he thinks we're out, he'll go away. Shh! Don't knit so loudly.
Well, it's time for the little economies. Turn down the thermostat. Only toast the bread on the left-hand side. Don't draw all the curtains at once.
Exactly. Wash every other day, that sort of thing. Anything to keep the wolf from the door.
Excuse me, would you be Mr. Rush?
Not if I had the choice.
Oh, yes, he would. He is.
Ah, good. Conway, madam, you don't know me, but I have a signed contract here for the purchase of one motor vehicle.
Oh, yes.
Signed by a Miss Susan Rush, your offshoot and descendant, I should say, going by the nose.
£250? Oh, dear.
I think she's changed her mind.
Ah, yes, well, I've just rung the downstairs bell and got no response. I mean, that's strange, isn't it? Ringing bells and getting no response when contracts have been agreed.
Well, we're very sorry, Mr. Conway, but she can't afford it. It's a mistake. Please keep the deposit. Cheerio.
Ah, let us get a grip upon our palominos for a second, shall we? I've got a contractual agreement.
Maybe, but you're not going to insist on that, are you?
You won't be saying that when the bailiffs arrive.
Bailiffs?
Oh, it can be most distressing when the bailiffs arrive. Distraining property, loading up the van with personal articles of a sentimental nature. Grown men cry, you know.
You haven't got a leg to stand on.
With respect, madam, legally I have got so many legs to stand on I should need to buy my shoes from the wholesalers and call myself a centipede.
What if we don't pay? What are you going to do? Send the lads round?
The very idea, Mr. Rush. For shame, for shame. It's a changed motor trade these days. We don't send the lads round. We send writs round. Legal writs. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 2 hours to find the money.
But I'm unemployed.
Oh, dear. Well, in that case, I shall have to extend the term of payment.
For how long?
Another hour. There you are. There's your keys. There's your documents. The car's parked outside, so my part of the contract is fulfilled. I shall be round this afternoon to collect the money.
Where do I get 250 quid?
Well, if you're short of capital, you could always sell your car. Cheerio, then. Lovely room.
You want to buy a car?
How can I? My husband's unemployed.
This is Susan's fault. Susan! Where is she?
Who?
Your sister. Miss Lavish Expenditure 1981.
She just popped out for a while.
I've just had the boys round. Well, the boy, Flash Harry, Jack the lad, weld the 2 halves together and get it back on the road.
Him? Yes, he rang our doorbell, but we thought if we didn't answer, he'd go away.
He did, but not far enough. What made us sign this thing?
She felt sure you'd lend her the money.
I haven't got it. Where is she?
Honestly, Dad, I don't know.
I know where she'll be. I remember where she used to hide when she was in trouble.
She won't be there.
You don't think so?
No, Mum's cooking a chicken in it.
Tomato?
Thanks. I'm sorry, Dad.
Ah, what's it matter? It's only money.
We haven't had a chat under the table in the greenhouse for a long time.
No. Last time was 11 years ago, wasn't it? What had you done then?
I'd ordered £60 worth of dinky toys.
That was it. And half a dozen dolls.
Yes. And some Lego bricks.
Yeah, and an action man.
And a train set.
And a plastic machine gun.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Well, there's no need. I used to do the same sort of thing. It's probably in the genes. Inherited trait, passed down through the generation. I spent half my time ordering things I never had the money to pay for. Your grandfather used to go potty.
Did you order a plastic machine gun as well?
No, a steamroller. We were the only people in the neighbourhood with a cat 5 feet wide and half an inch thick.
Do you think I'll end up in prison?
I shouldn't be surprised.
Thanks. Oh, Dad, what are we going to do? Me up to my eyeballs, you out of work. What are we going to do?
Well, we could start in the cucumbers.
Someone to see you. Why are you hiding in these plants?
That's what fronds are for.
Don't encourage him. Come on, it's Duncan.
I'm not moving. I shall take root in this greenhouse. Turn into a tree. An oak. No. A yew. Lovely wood. Nice grain. I love you.
I love you as well, but not when you're out of work.
Ah, Duncan.
This drawing was due today. Why isn't it finished?
I've resigned.
You what?
Yesterday, I resigned.
Oh, that? Oh, I didn't take any notice of that.
You didn't?
Good grief, now. No, he's resigned more times than I've had hot dinners. Well, get it finished.
I resent not being taken seriously. I resign.
Shut up and get on with it. Well, I can't stay, Muriel, so don't offer me any homemade eclairs.
Oh, well, they're ice buns, actually.
Well, perhaps just 5 minutes, then. My car's got to go in. It's the big end again. I'll have to buy another one.
Ah, Mr. Conway, small change in the contract. My colleague here
How do you do?
wishes to purchase your vehicle. Cash. Well, a cheque.
No problem. Make it out of Bearer, if you don't mind.
Bearer?
A Bearer, name of the company. That's it.
Seems like a good little car.
Oh, yeah. Tidy, tidy. Good little car, that. Only one owner.
Yes. Hertz.
Gladys Hertz, that's it, yes. Little old lady.
You'd better alter the contract, eh? Duncan Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Good name, that. Scotch, innit?
Welsh.
Oh, yeah, well, I knew it was foreign. Well, Mr. Thomas, there are. Thank you very much.
Yeah?
Ta, lovely. You've got yourself a very tidy car there. A genuine motor car.
Oh, won't you stay to tea?
I'd love to, but I've got to go to Bristol to see a man about a Capri. Wish it were the other way around. Right, well, I'll love you and leave you. Cheers, bye.
Oh, goodbye, and thank you. And thank you.
Least I could do. If I could have done less, I would.
Good car, that.
Tidy.
I want that drawing tomorrow.
Well, what about all these bent soya beans or what have you?
You can forget about them.
Oh, and what about the managing editor's wife?
She's left him. Ran off with a vegetarian decorator that was doing the lounge.
Oh, dear. What will he do?
Probably finish it himself.
More visitors?
Hello, it's the fuzz.
We're sorry to trouble you, sir, but it's about the 1300 that's parked outside.
Oh, that's mine. It's not damaged, is it?
No, sir, it's not damaged. It just happens to be listed as stolen.
Stolen?
Yes, sir, stolen. So if you wouldn't mind coming down the station with us and giving us a little explanation
Yes.
of how it came into your possession.
Well, I bought it from him. Well, not him exactly, but tell them, Dudley.
Yes, he can't help it. He gets these fits of kleptomania. I mean, he's trying to make off with that ice bun even now.
Go along, sir. It won't take long.
Yeah, but I mean...
No, don't bang it awkward.
He's done it again, hasn't he? He's done it again. Well, that's it. You're fired. I should have known.
Nice ice buns.